Hi, how are you? My session will be about building habits as a developer, and my name, as I've already mentioned, is Eleftheria. I know a bit difficult to be pronunciated, but we will try to do that. You can find me on my social media. I'm quite active on Twitter, but also feel free to catch me on email on Instagram or even on YouTube. I am an app developer, and today I'm going to talk about code and habits. So, first things first, coding is hard. Everyone struggles with it from time to time, and everyone has a different approach on that, but it's okay. And another thing is that it's a good thing to build up your habits, as this will help you also be a better developer. And researchers say that you will need 21 to 66 days to build a habit. This is probably a long time, but as soon as you build those habits, only good things can happen. So, my first tip about habits and about coding is always planning before coding. It doesn't matter if you are alone, if you are in a team, just plan and figure it out what you want to do, like found all the restrictions, found all the requirements, and then and only then like start doing things. And it's also a good practice to figure out an algorithm and then actually start coding. My second tip is writing human friendly code. You should always be in the habit on writing human friendly code. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that, okay, yeah, tomorrow I will remember my code and the next day I will remember my code. But go back to your old code and try to figure it out if you can actually understand what are you doing. And again, it's one thing if you're alone, and it's another whole level if you are in a team. Your code should be easily like readable, it should have readability, it should be easily to be maintained and also to extend it. So you really don't want that. I'm pretty sure that you have like seen that image before that says, when I wrote that code, oh my god, and I couldn't understand it, but now only God knows. We certainly don't want that. My tip number three about habits and code would be to consider code review. And I know that this is maybe a little bit daunting, and maybe if you're a beginner, you like afraid of that just a little bit, but this is something that it will actually help you so much on getting better and better. I know when I started that every time that someone would do me a code review, like I was terrifying. I was thinking that everything I had done was wrong, and it was like really not such a nice experiment. But now I know that this is something that helped me and pushed me to be better and better. And from the other hand, if you are like a more experienced developer, this is also really good for you. It's an easy way to learn and catch up with the team. So always like do code reviews. And of course, after you do like the code reviews, again, test your code, and even if it's possible, like do some refactor if you have time on that. And the fourth tip is something really important: is be less distracted, or be more focused. And these two things like go together. Some more practical tips that I would give you here is get your phone away. You don't need your phone when you're coding, when you're studying. Stop checking your social media, stop checking notifications, stop checking different kind of apps. It's okay to miss a call, it's okay to miss a message. Now it's your time to read, to study, to code. Just be really focused on that. And the only thing that you need is actually your laptop. You don't need anything else. Just try to focus. Your brain should be exercised to be focused, so it takes time. The other thing that it's again like really important is don't multitask. I see so many people that are trying to multitask, but I really don't understand why. Researchers saw that you want 10 to 15 minutes to switch like to another task or to another project. So 10 to 15 minutes, it's a lot of time. You shouldn't try to multitask, and actually you should try to do the opposite thing, like finish one project and go to the other project after that, and try to have like similar projects all together. And when you're done with that, then change to a different task or project. And you certainly don't want this situation that you open a lot of projects, you say I'm going to finish that now or now, and then you end up like having 10 12 20 different kind of projects that none of them are done. And I'm pretty sure that if you go right now on your GitHub, you will find some projects that you said, okay, I'm going to do that later, and eventually you didn't do that. Okay, we've all been there, don't worry. So my next tip and the next habit that you should probably follow is always be a learner. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, it doesn't matter if you're more advanced, always try to learn something new, always try to do something. And it may be a little bit difficult to go at work and then go back home and have in mind that you should like study something or code something, but just be in that habit of learning something. It doesn't have to be always like very relative to what you're doing at your work, but be always a learner, and be a careful learner. Like, we don't want to explode anything. Okay, and my last tip would be to experiment on your own, and this goes with my previous tip, the learning one. Find something that you like, find something that gives you happiness and it gets you excited, and try to work on that. I know it's difficult to do things that you don't really like, so now do the opposite thing. Find something that you like, focus on that, and get into the habit on always working on yourself, not only as a developer or as a coder, but also as a human. All right, guys, that was it. And I hope that you are having a good session. If you have any question, just feel free to ask me, and even like find me on my social media and we can catch up there.